One Piece. Chapter 1139 was officially came out, and as previous chapters, this chapter is also very exciting, especially it introduced a living legend of One Piece. Fans were absolutely delighted to see the story introduce a living legend, and this entire chapter was basically there to hype him into oblivion. Those who watched my previous video of One Piece well easily knows as who is this living legend. It is a character who fans had been waiting decades for to see in the story, and definitely an individual with tremendous strength up his sleeve. This man served on the ship of the Pirate King, Gol D. Roger, as his very left-hand man, carrying immense might in his two axes, and his name is Scopper Gaban. Finally, after decades of waiting, Scopper Gaban has made his introduction in the story, and while the chapter was rather short, it was one that focused entirely on Gaban, making it special in more ways than one. Last week, Oda specifically chose to focus on the mystery man of Elbaf right around the time when Shanks was being spoken of. Luffy was seen talking to the giants about Shanks and his family, and naturally, he brought up the Roger Pirates. Immediately after that, Oda cut away to the mysterious man, telling the fans that this individual was most certainly a former member of the Roger Pirates. As such, fans already knew that Roger and Rayleigh were out of the way for the identity of this man. As expected, Roger is dead, and Rayleigh is on Amazon Lily. This leaves behind only one other major relevant character, and that's none other than Scopper Gaban. In One Piece, chapter 1139, Oda finally introduced fans to Scopper Gaban, and this happened as the Straw Hat Pirates continued exploring the giant Orist Castle. At some point, they had to reach the throne room, which is where the Holy Knights were summoned, and that is precisely where fans saw Oda take them this week. Curiously enough, the summoning circle was also seen on the ground still, meaning this is the place where the fans will see another member of the Holy Knights pop out from. Given that Shamrock is on the move already, it is bound to happen very soon. Regardless of that, we also got to see a mysterious person sitting on the throne, and this person was first revealed as a resident of Elbaf and a former pirate who goes by the name of Yasan. It wasn't long until fans put two and two together and figured out that he was actually Scopper Gaban. The glasses and the use of an axe was a dead giveaway, and Oda then proceeded to hype up this legendary individual to no end, finally telling the fans that he was none other than Scopper Gaban. In One Piece, chapter 1139, we also saw the story cut away to the giant banquet being held outside the Orist Castle in the western Elbaf village. This time around, Oimo and Kashi were seen talking about the mystery man of Elbaf, and it is here that they confirmed him to be Gaban. Specifically, they also went on to say that apart from Roger, there were two other monsters on the Roger Pirates, meaning Roger definitely wasn't the only top tier on the Roger Pirates crew. Along with him were Rayleigh, who fans know as this Dark King, and the Mountain Eater, Scopper Gaban. As for the Mountain Eater epithet, the story about how he earned it is rather incredible. One day, Roger was battling his illness and had to go in for his treatment. To help him out, Scopper Gaban took him to the mountains where a hospital lay deep within. Somehow, Roger's enemies found out that he was at the hospital and decided to surround the mountains in an attempt to kill him and Gaban. However, Scopper Gaban decided to protect his captain and face them all by himself. On that day, he took on hundreds upon hundreds of pirates with just his two axes and slaughtered them all. Once he was done with the pirates, the destruction done to the terrain was absolutely massive. It is said that the entire mountain was stripped bare, leaving behind not even a single tree in sight. It was as if Gaban ate the entire mountain, and this is precisely what gave him the title of Mountain Eater, Scopper Gaban. According to Jinbei, this take is famous all over the world. Given Gaban's legendary feats, it is no surprise to know that this man is quite strong. In fact, Oda chose to hype him up tremendously in the chapter. It is said that Scopper Gaban is so strong that he rivaled Vice Captain Rayleigh himself and stood proud as the left-hand man of Gol D. Roger. That's certainly not all. This chapter explicitly stated that Gaban was so strong that he was considered to be a pirate on par with legends like Roger and Rayleigh. This means that, without a doubt, Skipper Gaban is an individual who is a top tier, around the same level as the Yonko of the One Piece world. Back in his prime days, Gaban must have been an absolute beast, and even though he's likely weaker right now, he is a monster still. This was shown clearly in the chapter when Gaban led the crew down into a secret base inside the Orist Castle and presented the key to Loki's chains, which is what the Straw Hat Pirates had been looking for all this time. But to take the key, the Straw Hat Pirates have to fight him, meaning that Gaban is essentially testing them here. For a man to confidently challenge a Yonko and their right hand just goes to show how immensely powerful he must be, and this clash is surely going to excite the fans to no end.